Prince Harry and King Charles reunited over the weekend during Harry's visit to the UK, with Meghan and their children, Archie and Lilibet, also having spent time with the King. The royal reunion came just hours after Harry's exclusive interview on This Morning on Friday, where many viewers said they saw a glimpse of the old Harry again as he laughed and very much joked with Alison Hammond.
Would you be coming to my house today or a little bit later?
You're invited me to your house? What for?
1,000,000% ackee and saltfish.
OK.
I've cooked it today.
Welcome.
You're all welcome.
All right, let me think about it.
Let's have a think about it. I'll go and get everything ready in the house. A little tidy up.
OK.
Bleach the toilets.
Why does it need tidying up? Yeah?
Maybe a little bit.
I'll come and bleach your toilet.
Would
for
you?
Yeah,
Oh, bless you.
For you, anything.
Can I come to the Invictus Games next year as well?
Of course you have to.
I'll bring my son and everything.
I'd be disappointed if you weren't coming.
It's so lovely to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Oh.
Thank you.
See you later. I know you've got loads to do today.
How much was she loving that?
She was so giddy.
She was giddy is exactly the word. Well, as monarchy support amongst 18 to 34-year-olds drop to just a third, do we need Harry and Meghan back in the fold? I mean, you've been having your say at home. 76% of you say no, we don't need them. They chose to go and leave. We're fine without them. Where do you stand with it, Gloria? Because I loved seeing Harry like that there. And I totally agree with people. There was the sort of a glimpse of the old Harry that we used to... He made us all sort of fall in love with him all those years ago.
Well, see, Stance, I mean, I'm not going to go over all the things that have happened in 4 years that have caused the animosity, say, between William and Harry and between the King and so on, because we don't know the real facts. But what I do know is that I felt it was really necessary that the King and Harry, I mean, that they had that meeting. And what pleased me more than anything was the fact they had it in private at the house where Harry grew up for many years. And I think it's important that because Harry's been accused, whether it's true or not, of using photographs in the past, you know, to champion the cause or in America, whatever the case may be. There've been no photographs. And I, as a parent, I can't imagine what it'd be like not talking to one of my children, not seeing my grandchildren for 4 years. So do I think it's really necessary that they met up? Yes, I do, because particularly as the King is being treated himself for cancer, I think that makes you sharper in your values and, you know, how many years do I have left or whatever the case may be. And you would know that as well, Colleen, from your own family, because you experienced the same thing, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a really big fallout years ago, me and two of my sisters, and, you know, it took losing one of our other sisters for us to realise how we just wasted time, and time is so precious, really. And yet I think you notice as you get older as well, and people are starting to get more ailments or getting really ill. And I don't know, it just kind of put everything into perspective where you go, life's too short. So I was thrilled when I read about the fact that he was here and he'd come back, and, you know, the kids had got to see their granddad, and that's all you want, because at the end of the day, whatever their royal duties are, they're a family. And I'm pleased, like you said, that it was done in private. We're not entitled to see everything. We can see bits when they're doing the royal duties, but it's not our business, really, what goes on behind closed doors.
I think it makes it feel like it was real.
It was real,
It was a proper heartfelt thing. This wasn't any sort of a photo opportunity for
And I would like to see him back, to be honest.
Well, I was going to just say that. And Brenda, how do you feel about that too, with the idea of them coming back into the fold, as it were? I mean, what do you think they can bring,
you know,
back to the family?
Looking at the percentage of people that have said no, you know, I think that that's maybe based on there's been so much negative press around them, but, you know, you can be on one side and say they've brought that on themselves, but you can be on the other side and say, well, a lot of it was just because of who they are as well. So, you know, I think it would be really nice. I'm glad that they've started having that opening the lines of communication. And, you know, for me, they do represent a bit of what modern Britain looks like today. So I don't see it as a bad thing, them coming back, you know, and start those conversations. And maybe the faith in the royal family will change from that. You just don't know, but this is a good place to start.
I think because that poll is so high, as you said, 76, wasn't it? They don't want them back. I think the problem is that it was deep-rooted in a way at the very beginning when they said that they wanted to leave and they didn't want to have the royal life. And I think people haven't forgotten that.
Yeah, but I think
So
that's...
within
No,
their
but
soul.
Gloria, I think you have to look at what led up to that was the treatment
I'm not going to go
of
into
what...
that because
Yeah,
that's
no,
a
but you
long
brought that
history
up, so I
behind
just
that.
wanted
But
to
I think-
address
all I'm
that. You know,
saying is,
there's two
I think-
sides, as you say, to every story.
Yes, but I think that's what sort of went into people's guts at the time because they didn't want them to leave. It was, you know, heralded as a wonderful addition to the monarchy when they came.
Nobody wants to leave their family, but if it comes to a
your own
point where
peace.
it's for your own peace of mind and what you might think for the safety of your young family, then you've got to do what you've got to do.
But I do think they want to come back.
Yeah.
And so therefore that's the proof of the pudding.
Do you think, that,
I do.
that is on the agenda?
I've felt that the last couple of years, particularly because the king has been ill. And at the end of it all, at the end of everything, family is all you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Well, even only a matter of sort of weeks ago, never mind months, we just didn't really see this meeting happening.
No, not at all.
So the fact that it has is a major step.
I think we discussed it last week, and it, you know, or the week before when it actually wasn't happening. You know, there was all that he's not going to be able to stay here, and he's not going to have security. And I thought this isn't going to happen. So it's a real good step forward, I think.
Yeah, and a welcome addition
everyone.
if it were to
absolutely.
happen.
Definitely. So we approve of that.
Yeah.